Hello and welcome back to Technology Review. I'm your host, Mac Jackson Jr. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're on all social media platforms. Go to my website at macjacksonjr.com. That's macjacksonjr.com, and find out information on cybersecurity awareness, how to protect your family from the fastest growing crimes of the 21st century. And we're also getting involved in Bitcoin. If you remember our last segment we had with our guest, Vernon Dixon, we're talking about Bitcoin, how fast Bitcoin is rapidly taking off, folks. It is amazing. In this segment, we call it the new tech gadgets. These are gadgets that we recommend you should have on your smart device. You have an iPhone, an Android phone, you should have these apps on your smart device to give you added protection to help mitigate, folks, nothing's 100%, but at least mitigate the damages of identity theft and cybercrimes and fraud. If you'd like to take your smartphone out now, you could send me a text message, folks. That's right, text my name, Mac, M-A-C-K, to 444-999. That's 444-999, and we'll send you information on our products and services here on Technology Review and with my company. Again, I'd like to thank some of our sponsors for being part of our show, including InSync Virtual Desktop Solutions out of Washington State. The first app I'd recommend, and I speak about it a lot, and repetitiveness is good, folks, because it gets you to think about this particular app and using these apps on your particular smart devices. This app is called Evernote. Evernote, E-V-E-R-N-O-T-E. This app allows you to take a picture of a document, of a photo, and audio recording, and store it and have access to it 24/7 from any of your devices, folks, with your user ID and your password. All this information is stored securely within the cloud, and you can have instantaneous access to it. So what type of information would you need access to? Well, let's see. Let's talk about your bank statements, tax returns, any documents, phone numbers, people you've met from networking events, business cards, anything like that, folks. You can take pictures of it, have it scanned, and available at your access just by typing in a few text search words on any of your devices, and you'll be able to have access to this information. Again, this is from a program called Evernote, E-V-E-R-N-O-T-E. Evernote from evernote.com, a great software program to take a look at, and that's one of our major ones that we promote here on the show, Evernote. Now, your device itself, you need to make sure you have a backup. Our smart devices now are becoming so dependent upon these types of electronic equipment. Can you imagine what would happen if you lost your phone? Well, folks, I've gone through that a couple of times, losing your phone, and now it is more imperative to have that electronic device with you than before. About a year and a half ago, I lost my phone, and within 24 hours, I had another phone again, but for that 24 hours, folks, you felt like you were on an island. Who do you contact? You can't pick up your phone and contact your service provider and say, hey, my phone is missing. You need to drive to a location where there is a landline, which we hardly have those anymore, and contact customer service to try to get your phone reordered to get another phone. And if you're in the middle of a business trip or an appointment and you lose your phone or lose your device, how would you ever be able to reconnect? Well, these are some of the things that we should think about as a society. I'm putting this out there, folks. We don't think about it because we always have access to the data around us from electronic devices. But just think about this. What would you do if you didn't have your information? Where would you be? Would be lost. So it's very important that you think about having a backup system on all of your information on your smart device, such as your phone numbers, your contact information, your text messages, all your apps. Make sure they're backup, and don't assume, folks, that your service provider will do this for you automatically. No. It's something that you need to make sure that you are aware of, because a lot of companies do this. Even with their computer data, they're assuming that the IT department will back up their information. No one goes through that fire drill. And that's a key word here. Fire drill, folks. You should go through a fire drill. In other words, you should walk through the steps every quarter, perhaps, just testing it. How to get your data back if you lost it. What would you do? Think about it. And you have this in mind of what to do and who to contact. Have that laid out. And if something ever happens, you're covered. Also, you may want to check on having insurance on your phones as well. I definitely recommend that because phones can become fragile. They can break. The glass can break on them. having that replaced is very, very important as well. So definitely check that out. Back up your system. Make sure you have insurance over your electronic devices. Very, very important. The other thing I'd like to talk to you about is when you're at your desktop or laptop, at work or at home, and you are accessing applications through the cloud. To get to the cloud, you go through your web browser, right? So you have hundreds of programs, applications that you connect to through your web browser. And when you connect some of these applications, you have an account with these cloud-based companies, you have a user ID and a password. It is a daunting task to try to remember every password you have created for different websites. And again, folks, you should never, ever have the same password for all of your websites. Okay, so with that said, how do you track all of your, let's say, for example, you have 30 websites that you have information on, including your bank information, your employee information, your stocks, bonds, medical work, all of that. How do you create a password that's unique and different? It would take a lot of time to handwrite everything down, but again, I use the test I tell all my clients. If you take a sheet of paper, folks, that doesn't have anything on it, and you write down your website information, your username and password, you just created currency from thin air. That piece of paper now has a value on it. That value could be anywhere from $500 to $10,000 depending upon the website. If a hacker got that information and they can get it by physically taking it or taking a snapshot of it over your shoulders, or you losing it somewhere, it could cost you lots of money. So there, we can't have it written down. So how to memorize it? We need to use a software system on our smart devices. One of the ones that I recommend, it's from a system of password management systems. A password management application that I recommend you should use for your system. One of them is called LastPass, spelled LASTPASS.com. LastPass. Now, what LastPass does, it will establish an encrypted file of all of your passwords. And I mean encrypted, meaning if they're ever stolen and hackers were to get that file, they won't be able to do anything with it, folks, because it's encrypted. So in other words, that piece of paper I just mentioned in my example, it will be encrypted. It can't be seen by the hackers. So it's recommended that you look at a password management system. All you have to remember is one password, one user ID. And LastPass will create, maintain, and store and encrypt your passwords for you. So definitely check out a software system like LastPass at lastpass.com. Tell them Mac Jackson sent you. It's a very good software program to use to maintain your passwords when you are working with your laptop or desktop. Now let's take a little deeper. You're sitting at a hotel. You're sitting at a coffee shop. You're wanting to jump onto the internet. Do you immediately jump on, or do you have an extra layer of protection? Now, on your laptop, you already have antivirus software on your system to giving you the antivirus protection. But what about software programs like keyloggers, or better yet, hackers going through the same router that you're a part of and looking over your shoulder to see what your user ID and password is? You need to have a protection, something that can cloak or protect your smart device, your laptop or desktop from these hackers. And one of the programs we'd recommend is having a system that's called a VPN, Virtual Private Network. A virtual private network, folks. What that software will do is kind of cloak your smart device and hide your IP address and your laptop or desktop smart device from the hackers that are on the same router network that you're on. Having this VPN, folks, is another recommendation that I would recommend that you take a look at. Look on your Google Store for your phones or your iTunes Store for your iPhone devices and find one of these VPNs, folks. They're inexpensive, and I definitely recommend having them anytime you're going to jump on a network. Even if the hotel, coffee shop has their own password, you want to still have your machine protected. Absolutely. So that's my other recommendation for you folks to have, so make sure you have a VPN. To find out more information, definitely contact my company, MJ Computer Concepts. We will come into your company and give you guys training education, because remember, folks, education is our best defense against cyber attacks. Our company provides on-site cyber attack across the country. We'll give a presentation and documentations to your group, your employees, and show them their responsibilities and ways that cyber hackers are trying to acquire and attack your information that you store for your clients and your employees. So definitely contact us. Folks, we have another segment. We'll be right back here in Technology Review. This has been great to talk to you about this here in Technology Review. We'll be right back after these messages.